DancingRabbitGolf.com. Bet $50 at the Vegas-style sportsbook inside the Golden Moon. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $40. Bet 50, play 40 on the property of Pearl River Resort. Mike Detillier at 8:30 on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. And we want to welcome you in. Thanks for making us your sports and entertainment show of choice. And we love you. Appreciate you listening on radio, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Thanks for streaming the show on the Out of Bounds radio app and the Zone1059.com. We're rolling here on a little bit of a midweek show here. And we'll have Mike Detillier at 8:30. Looking forward to that. He may be coming straight off a float.
Probably.
I saw the pictures of Sean Payton partying down there, and I thought that was great. I mean, Sean, Drew Brees, yes, he's iconic in New Orleans, but like Sean is one of the people. And I think that's what separated Sean from others and made him so special. The Golden Moon Casino text line is 601-885-3776. Find us on X at Bo Bounds. And the Key City, Mississippi Queen caller line, 601-707-3750. I kind of like this Greg Byrne, Bruce Pearl, shots fired stuff. That's fun. Have we got the American Gangster? Let's get Will Wade. Will Wade is, for those of you who don't know, he was the head basketball coach at LSU. And he was part of the FBI wiretapes thing, right? I mean, come on. Let a man recruit. And then he got the name the American Gangster, because if you're not down in the sewage pipes in college basketball, you're not signing players. No. Then he goes to McNeese and wins like 44 games in 1 year. I mean, it was ridiculous. And now he's at NC State, but there's some talk that maybe there's a move back. I don't know. We'll see. If you drop him back at LSU, hey, I know NC State's in the ACC. And I know they, for years, loved basketball way more than we did. Yeah. But today, LSU's a better job. If I'm talking about if all things are equal.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
And what I mean by that is if Will Wade's at NC State or Will Wade's at LSU, right, LSU's a better job. And now, NC State can hire good coaches because the location in North Carolina, and they love it.
The buy-in, yeah.
And, even though Duke and North Carolina have overshadowed them for years, they've had some good teams, and they won the national championship when I was a kid with Jimmy V.
They did.
They upset Houston by slamma jamma, and Drexler and Olajuwon. So, and he had some other good teams, but they've had some good teams. I mean, Gottfried went through there and had a good run for a minute. So, he had a good run at Bama for a minute too, but I grew up watching Gottfried. I went to one SEC tournament where he shot Bama into the finals. Remember what year that was? 86? I can't remember. Anyway, Wimp and Dale Brown lived in the championship there for a minute in the 80s. And Wimp would always won it for, a period of time there. This is the American Gangster, Will Wade. They were asking him about his team getting in the tournament. It's pretty funny.
You have a game like this that's close the entire time that kind of mimics what you see in the NCAA tournament. How can you use this as a learning experience?
Shoot, we're a long way from the NCAA tournament. This team, lost to Georgia Tech. Damn, you're skipping way ahead. Worry about the NCAA tournament. Just hope we can get to Dayton.
How do you get the players to maybe play with more physicality? They were mentioning the lack of physicality and toughness down the stretch. How do you get them to flip?
That's just who we are. We're soft. We're a jump shooting team. That's who we are as a group. I'm not saying we got soft players, but that's who we are.
Yeah, you are.
We're just a jump shooting team. And I've had to embrace that. And Miami, they have an identity. They're going to bludgeon you in the paint. They're going to be physical. They have an identity. We have no identity. That's an indictment on this guy right here. We have no identity outside of making jump shots. And that's a bad, bad way to have to play. We gave up 26 offensive rebounds at Pittsburgh. We gave up 20 offensive rebounds today. Tuesday, they'll be able to pick how many offensive rebounds they get. Just pick a number out of thin air, and they'll get it. I mean, it's a tough way to play.
Dang.
We spent all week working on free throw blockouts because they get 1.5 a game. They got 3 on us today, at least 3. 3 that I can remember. The man got more. You have to go back and look, but they got at least 3. I mean, it's just who we are as a group, and unfortunately, we can't change it.
All right, so that's Will Wade, the head basketball coach for NC State. They gave up 26 offensive rebounds in one game, which is incredible. So basically, he did say that they're soft and that he has made. I mean, he's blaming himself. He's also upset with his players. Hell, Jerome Tang just got fired from Kansas State for basically saying his players were soft, and we're going to have a 6 a.m. practice the next day. And Kansas State actually thinks that they're going to fire him with cause, which is hilarious. He's going to get his $18 million, or damn close to. He's already hired Tom. Mars just went from the Trinidad. Well, before that, Mars is hopping pretty good here, but he and that other dude just got hired by Jerome Tang, who just got fired at Kansas State. But that was Will Wade at NC State, and that was just
flamethrower.
And these coaches melting down, it's incredible. Kevin Sampson, last week saying that Houston doesn't have any money, and they do. And
even Mick Cronin,
they've been top 5 and Mick's been great.
Awesome.
Mick Cronin at UCLA. These basketball coaches are giving us so much delicious audio. I don't know what to do.
Oh yeah.
Mick Cronin at UCLA, Sampson at Houston, Will Wade at NC State, Nate Oates taking a shot at Florida, then getting beat by 30. Then Todd Golden taking a shot back at him after beating him by 30. Bruce Pearl is continuing to run his mouth while Stephen Pearl loses games.
Nice.
Jans and Beard want to jump off a building. It's one thing after another here. And that's what makes it, that's why we love it. Their coaches are so bat blank crazy. And we love them for that, right? And now when they're winning, they can be as cuckoo as crazy puffs as they want to.
It's all great.
And now when they're going down in flames, it's like watching a car wreck, but you're like, ooh, so we'll see what happens here. Look, here's what's crazy. We got a long way to go before we even get to March Madness.
Yeah.
We're going to have some other coaches just absolutely melt down in post-game press conferences. Because there's going to be some of them that are going to come really close to making it, the tournament, and are not. All right? And then, right.
Then they pop.
Now, Jans and Beard are already working the portal, right? Because, they're so far removed from postseason play. It's just going to be painful the next 4 weeks for them.
Ugh.
It's going to feel like 6 months having to play this thing out. Holy Mary Olzab. Good morning. Welcome in. We're on fire today. I feel good about it. I'm dedicating this show to Will Muschamp and John David Baker.
Nice.
We are the Out of Bounds Show. We're brought to you by the Smash Burgers. And the, what else do we want to do? Pulled pork nachos? Burgers, Blues Barbecue, Dogwood, Flowwood, B3. They got the new green space they just rolled out.
Brisket plate.
Ooh, the brisket plate at Burgers, Blues Barbecue, Dogwood, Flowwood. They've got blue plates every day. B3, Dogwood, Flowwood, Burgers, Blues Barbecue, Dogwood, Flowwood, Mike Detillier at 8:30. Good morning. Good morning to you. We love you. Be careful out there. We are the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone ESPN. 105.9 The Zone ESPN. Bo Bounds, Straight Funk with you. Wes somehow showed up. We're not sure. Wes is still on the road. We don't know if he's going to make the cut or not, but he's close. So we'll see. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. I've made the cut. I don't know if John David Baker's going to make the cut. I don't know if Jeff Levy's going to make the cut. Hell, I don't know if Pete Golding's going to make the cut. But we're just going to get to all be spectators and see what plays out here. Y'all have got college baseball tonight, so that's fun.
Right.
I think throw some burgers on the grill and enjoy some college baseball tonight now that we get all the games and you can watch them and stream them. And Bud Light and burgers for the win tonight. With a little Jonesy Q or Wicker's Dry Rub. That's what I'm talking about. Bud Light and burgers is a winning combination. Ice cold Bud Light for the win. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show. Robert Duvall. Let's talk about the legend. Died Sunday at his ranch in Virginia. He was 95 years old. His wife, Luciana, said, and I quote, "To the world, he was an Academy Award-winning actor, a director, a storyteller. To me, he was simply everything." That's powerful.
Yeah.
She goes on to say his passion for his craft was matched only by his deep love for characters, a great meal, and holding court. Sounds like my kind of guy. How many times have I talked about a great meal and holding court with friends and interesting people? After several guest spots on TV shows, Duvall got his first break on the big screen as Boo Radley in 1962's To Kill a Mockingbird. And then, of course, his credits include The Godfather, 1 and 2, Apocalypse Now, MASH, Network, Days of Thunder, Colors, The Natural,
Man.
Sling Blade, Lonesome Dove, Gone in 60 Seconds, and many, many, many more. This is Robert Duvall on David Letterman, and he's talking about The Godfather.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Marlon Brando, you started to do a little impersonation there of Marlon.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, we had some good times on The Godfather.
Yeah.
We actually had a mooning contest.
A mooning contest.
Yeah. Somebody presented us with a world championship mooning belt.
Now, explain for us the competition. What was the nature of that?
Well, we were on
exactly?
Staten Island, and we both went for our pants, our belt, and Coppola said, "No, the children here." And so we went through with it, and we dropped our drawers and mooned everybody. And some woman said, "Mr. Duvall, I'll love you behind, but all the balls on Brando."
All right, that was great. So that was Robert Duvall on David Letterman talking about The Godfather, Marlon Brando, the legend. And so I've got a couple of quotes here. I think the Randy Quaid quote is the best. So everyone from Al Pacino to Robert De Niro to Adam Sandler have posted tributes to Robert Duvall because he was a legend, iconic, just so talented, played so many different roles. And he could do TV, he could do movies. Not everybody can. And he could do it at an extremely high level. We talk about Saban, right? We love to talk about these coaches and successful coaches. Right now, Lane Kiffin's the hottest coach in college football. Okay. But we just had a young coach, Mike McDonald. Well, when in his 30s, he may win another one.
Yeah.
Right? But we love to talk about Belichick and Saban and Phil Jackson and Krzyzewski and all these guys. Robert Duvall, equivalent of in the acting world as an artist, as storyteller, and an actor. Don't forget the storytelling piece because that is the most important component. Steve Jobs was right from the jump. If you've got that, everything else lines up. But so all these, you look at all these posts, right? I mean, Al Pacino, ridiculous, right? How talented.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Robert De Niro. Adam Sandler is a freak. He is. He's the Elon Musk of his space.
Man.
All right, as far as talent. Randy Quaid, who worked with Robert Duvall on Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, right? I mean, good Lord. Was that steamy and fire and so on? So the film director of Days of Thunder was a guy named Tony Scott. He's passed away. So this is Randy Quaid, and I quote, "Now that Tony Scott and Robert," he's talking about Robert Duvall,
Right.
"are both departed to heaven, and I hope laughing together, I have never seen an actor rip a director a new blank quite like Duvall did on Days of Thunder." So I've got to know more about this later today. I got to get some more context here as far as why, at what point during the movie, what was going on. Obviously, Tony Scott, I didn't know who he was, but he's a talented guy, okay? I mean, if you're the film director for Days of Thunder, I'm sure he did many other things. But I thought that was an interesting quote, but I thought the quote by his wife was simply amazing. And he was an Academy Award-winning actor, director, and don't forget, actor, director, and storyteller. Unbelievable. I saw where Britt Hume, y'all know who Britt Hume is? He's the Fox News contributor or political punditocracy.
Yeah, sure.
But I think he wrote for maybe I don't remember, the Post or something like that. Well, they lived beside each other out on a, I guess, farm or something, or outside in Virginia, because he passed away in Virginia. And Britt Hume mentioned going to dinner. They ended up living beside each other for a while, and they would have dinner together.
Dang.
Now, how cool would it be if Robert Duvall was your neighbor and you got to eat steaks and break bread and drink good wine and listen to his stories of Marlon Brando, Pacino, De Niro, and everybody else that he worked with over his, he worked up until, what are we talking about? 53-year career or something? 55, 56, 57-year career?
Hey.
In front and behind the camera? What is your favorite Robert Duvall movie? To our listeners, the Golden Moon Casino text line, 601-885-3776. Powered by the Golden Moon Casino Vegas-style sportsbook. What's your favorite movie? Robert Duvall. 601, or show. Can be whatever you want. 601-885-3776. Man, the post by other people in the industry that are stars on Robert Duvall the last 2 days, that'll give you goosebumps. No doubt about that. So, what about the quote from his wife?
Man.
That'll hit you, won't it? To the world, he was an Academy Award-winning actor, a director, a storyteller. To me, he was simply everything.
Big impact.
And why did The Godfather 3 not live up to its billing? He wasn't in it. Did you see those posts? You forget about that. I mean, what Godfather 1 and 2 were, and then 3. Mike Detillier coming up next. WWL Radio TV New Orleans, brought to you by Sound and Communications. For your next video wall, for your business, your school, your hotel lobby, soundcomav.com. Sound and Communications. Call them today for your video wall. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Find your perfect weekend getaway, hunting track, or lakefront property. Call Matt Anderson at Southeastern Land Group today. Maximize your land investment. Matt Anderson specializes in recreational and commercial properties and 1031 exchanges. Matt Anderson. Call him today. Southeastern Land Group, 601-408-5155. He's been posting some awesome pictures on his Facebook page. But if you're looking for your next property, whether it's hunting land, a timber investment, or a waterfront getaway, Matt Anderson, Southeastern Land Group, 601-408-5155. We welcome in Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. Mike D joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Mike D, what day were you on your float for Mardi Gras?
There's been a few. So, yeah, I've been riding pretty steady. So it's been from 2 straight Saturdays and then a Sunday, and so roll today. So depends on the day and the parade, so to speak.
Man, so does it ever get old, or do you love all of it?
Not for me. I've always sort of enjoyed the Mardi Gras time frame, so I really do enjoy it. And hopefully next year, my oldest granddaughter can come ride with me on one of the floats.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be great to have her on. She's never done. She's just 11 right now, so we'll wait till she gets to 12 and try to bring her on and have her ride with me in Metairie in Mad Hatters. We'll do that. But the crowds are great, and the people are awesome. It's unbelievable to see. I was Grand Marshal out in the Bayou area in the biggest parade they have in the Houma area, and they have close to 400,000 people there every year.
What?
It's that sight when you make that first turn, and they like 12, 15 deep, and it just sort of kind of catches your breath a little bit the first time you see that, to see that many people. But, it's like that in every parade. If you do Mad Hatters, if you do Endymion or Bacchus, people 10, 12, 15 deep to catch the parades. But it's that first time you cut that corner and you see all those people, and you're like, whoa, this is really something to see.
Did Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans, he joins us on the Out of Bounds show. Did you see Sean Payton was there over the last few days?
I knew he was there, but I knew he was there. Did not see Sean, but I knew a number of the Saints players, former players, came. Sean was there. Zach Strief, who was a former Saint, and I was the offensive line coach for the Broncos under Sean. He was also there, but man, I didn't get to spot Sean. No, I sure did.
Man, and then Drew was some big thing.
Yeah, he was the co-grand marshal for Bacchus.
Okay,
it's his second ride to do that, and then Lane Kiffin, co-grand marshal for Endymion. He had a lot of his family members on the float with him. Him and Arthur Hardy, who Arthur's been the historian on Mardi Gras for so many years, has always sort of dictated, on television when they put it out, kind of what's happening. And then he said this will be his last year that he would do that. So he became the co-grand marshal along with Lane Kiffin and Endymion. And yeah, it was a wild ride because, man, Endymion's sort of a long parade. I'm sure that by the end of the route, man, you well tuckered out.
I bet. Is Lane still the talk of the town on your show and everywhere you go, Mike D?
Not as much, maybe, as, say, when he got hired, then the weeks afterward, and then the transfer portal. But still a hot topic, no question about it. Right now, it's really Jay Johnson, LSU baseball.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is, this is weeks before baseball starts. I wanted Coach Johnson to come ride in the parade. And he was like, nope. He said, my focus is on baseball. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't. He just wouldn't.
Wow.
But that's why he is who he is.
People were talking about how Sean was like in the crowd at one point when he was there.
He was.
Yeah, talk about that. Like Sean would show up at Lucy's. He would show up at other bars and restaurants. For some reason, he could do that. And Drew had as you know, a young family while he was also a rock star in New Orleans. So he had other duties and so on. I think Sean was an empty nester pretty early in his tenure. But just talk about how people related to Sean and Sean immersed himself into the New Orleans community. Mike D.
He was like an adopted son. That was the best way to put it. He hung out a lot at Desi Vegas in New Orleans. If you're in the quarter area in New Orleans, everybody's been to Desi's. And he actually made Desi change the menu there because Sean liked the way that Desi would cook meatballs. So Desi started cooking it regular. He did it for Sean because he would have like a special kind of cook meal each week. Sean went there, really enjoyed the meatballs. Well, Desi had to put it on as a regular item on the menu. Sean was always there. But, that's just the way Sean is about it. But, he was a great fit here because he was a fantastic personality. He got along with everybody. Even though at times, he could be sort of snarky.
Yeah.
He sort of fit here, and that he was a little bit moody, and that nothing wrong with that. But you catch most of the time the same Sean every day. And I've always felt about this, about people, and I've been in other businesses. The worst people to deal with is the stock market people, that you don't know what you're going to catch day to day. The steady people that you sort of know their personality and how they deal with things, those are the people that are most successful. Not people that one day they sky high and the next day they in rock bottom. And we've had head coaches like that here with the Saints and at LSU too. You're not real sure what you're going to get day to day. Sean was one of those pretty steady guys, and you could see where he got along really well. You're right about it. It would have been nothing for him to meet up at a restaurant with him, and then he's got a long conversation. And he came a couple times to the Manning Passing Academy. We had some great talks there about certain things, and that was just him. He immersed himself in New Orleans, and it's something that I grew up hearing. If you love the city will love you back.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Sean. That's what happened with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
They loved the city, and the city loved them right back.
Yeah, like there have been some guys that missed on that. I don't think Zion, like Zion and New Orleans. I don't know if they ever really connected like we wanted them to. Is that fair, Mike D?
Yeah, and he came in as a really young player.
Yeah, 19.
And so I gathered that the other one too was Archie Manning. Archie was from Mississippi, was kind of a small town guy, and he immersed himself in the city, and now he's one of the iconic people here in New Orleans. So I saw it with Sean that he was very, very similar in how he was able to do that, him and Archie and Drew Brees, that it was all such a match here. And some people who might live somewhere else and they come vacation here quite a bit.
Yeah.
I had on yesterday Dean Cochran.
I saw that.
Dean's an old friend of mine. We've been knowing each other for, I guess, almost 15, 18 years. He did good in life. He married a Price is Right gal. She had been on the Price is Right for 8 years. He started out as an actor, and then he became a producer, executive producer, co-producer. He is working on the next Simpsons movie that'll be out in September of 2027. And it's the first time he's done an animated film. He's been involved in a ton of other films, but man, Dean, great guy. He went to high school with the Saints vice president, Dennis Lauscher, and the voice of the Pelicans, Todd Graffinini. They all went to Jesuit at the same time. He lived in a condo that was right alongside where Drew Brees had a condo, and the guy it had a balcony. And who was exchanging beers, and he could hear him talk? It was Drew Brees and Brad Pitt. And he said, man, just the conversations you heard there. And so he does a movie with Brad Pitt, and he said the first 40 minutes they met, he didn't want to talk about anything else other than Saints and Drew Brees.
Wow.
He said that was it. And Brad lived here for quite some time. Really did. And so, you see a lot of that here. If you go to the city, you will see, names. And a lot of times, they walk the city. Nobody really bothers them.
Yeah.
It's not like you stopped every 3 or 4 steps. And I think that was one of the reasons why Pitt told the story that he was never able to go to like a McDonald's or something inside. And he walks in, orders his meal, and sits down. A few people looked at him, but never bothered him. And he said, that sold me on the city.
Wow.
That, I could do that here. I couldn't do that in L.A. or New York, anywhere else. So yeah, it's a unique city. It's really a European city that's in the United States, and so many things that could be improved upon, no question about it. But also, it's unique in its heritage, and to have this greatest free show here each and every year, and you see people from all over the world that come down. You can even go to some of the small bayou parades, and they got people from Belgium and France. And I always tease Bobby Hebert about this. God bless him. His dad passed away a few years back, but we had a parade, and there's a group from Belgium there and from Hungary. And man, Mr. Hebert, he's in a long explanation. He was supposed to move on and go to another house to catch the float. Well, when I get to where I'm supposed to be, an hour and a half later, Mr. Hebert is still talking to his group. I think the parade's fixing to start. And, it's unbelievable. And that's the people here that, man, listen, they'll feed you, take care of you if something goes wrong and stuff like that. It is really a unique city to be in, a unique area to be in.
Mike Natilier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans, on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Mike, you were involved, connected, like you just told us, in the movie business, the tax credits that the state of Louisiana did and all that. Did you ever meet Robert Duvall? Did he ever come through?
No, did not. Okay. I think he had signed up for a movie that was supposed to be here, but it went to another location.
Okay.
To be honest with you. So, no, I did not get a chance to meet him. Always enjoyed his movies, and, Godfather 1 and 2, MASH, you name it. You know, people forget about the MASH part, the movie. And so, a tremendous actor. And you could see Apocalypse Now, all those shows one after the other, and really put his heart and soul into his craft. And today, you know, somebody's internet star, and then all of a sudden they're doing a movie. got no clue what's going on. I've seen a few of them in my times at Hollywood South. Oh yeah, but you know, he always handled himself really, really well, and always did a great performance on air. He felt it was important. He felt that giving a part of himself for that part was very, very important. You rarely hear that today. Really do.
What do you think? I don't think Drew got the shot that he deserved on TV. I think people were, you know, a little crazy as far as, you know, he kind of dipped his toe in and then it didn't work out maybe for that year or whatever it was. A little NFL, a little Notre Dame. You talk to him all the time, weekly and so on. It sounds like he wants to get back in. But what do you think Drew wants to do next, Mike D?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've asked him, and he's tap danced around it as he normally would. I mean, Drew's not going to just kind of give you every detail, but he enjoyed the broadcasting part. And then, but it was so much time away from his kids who were growing up. And he had told me he just felt as though he needed to be there because he had been away for so long. When you're a quarterback and you spend all that time getting ready for games, and like you said, the off season just flies by. And even with Drew, the off season, he treated it like it was an in season. You know, he was flying out different places to go work with other Saints players. And he had always told me that he felt as though he needed that time with his family, with his kids, while they were growing up, because, you know, you only do it once with them.
Yeah.
And I missed part of that too, in different lines of work that I was involved with. And you miss it. And so he felt he should spend a little bit more time. Now the kids have gotten older. And funny, this year, the team out in California that both of the oldest sons are playing it has a TV game. And he always jokes with me about his oldest son, and we see that iconic picture of him holding him up at the Super Bowl as confetti is coming down. He's a quarterback in high school, so he always sees me, Mike, use your influence, get him to go to LSU, because he grew up an LSU fan.
I love it.
Loves LSU, that sort of thing, and so he's every bit as tall as Drew, though. That's not really saying a ton. You see him man, I got a almost 12-year-old granddaughter, and she reaches me to the shoulders, and man, they grow so fast and so big. But both the sons are on the same team, and they'll have a television game. I'll get a little bit more information and give it to you. He told us that last week that they had signed a TV deal. The high school that both the oldest sons play on, and it'll be on ESPN.
Oh, that's cool. I love it. All right, Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans, talking Mardi Gras and Sean Payton. I mean, he's just one of the crew. That guy will get into he'll just take a left and a right on, he'll be on Magazine, take a left, take a right, and just be hanging out with people. That guy, unbelievable. And then Drew.
Well, you don't ever have to worry about buying a drink or a meal here. That gets picked up pretty quick.
Heck yeah, it should.
It's fast. Same thing with Drew. He can't go anywhere where he's paying for a meal, or Drew's not a drinker, but that sort of thing. So it's everybody picks up the tab for him. It's real quick.
I love it. Mike Detillier on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. All right, Mike D, that was awesome. We appreciate you. We'll probably start getting into the NFL draft here because people just love it more and more and more. And we'll see what shakes out with Fernando and Ty and all these defensive players that people are talking about. And if another,
don't believe everything you read. I'm gonna tell you, I tell you that every year. That man, I don't know why team executives, they leak out stuff, and they want you to put that out, and 80% of it is a complete lie. It's the same thing I deal with daily with agents on players. They don't badmouth another player, but they don't say nothing good about him either. They do it to get their client kind of a leg up on things. And this is the sort of time of year you see and read stuff. You just shake your head about why would they do that, and there's a reason for it. They want you to believe something that's not actually true.
Agents.
I've been around way too many of them. But listen, they got people that run with that stuff.
Sure.
And they get a lot of clicks and hits on social media. And I think some of them know damn well that's not actually true, but they want attention. And they getting it.
Yeah.
And teams do that. And, man, we had one of the best ones I've ever been around to lie about players. It was a head coach with the Saints. I never believed anything he would ever tell me about a player. Man, he was as good as anybody I've ever seen, giving you mistruths about somebody that they had an interest in. He was unbelievable.
I love it. Mike D. Mike D, thank you, buddy. Have a great week.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Mike D, WWL Radio TV New Orleans, joined us on the Out of Bounds show. I want to let you know that the Rogue Men's Store has the Omaha collection. Peter Millar pullovers, hoodies, golf shirts. M over S on the left chest, and then cool logos on the sleeve. All right. Whether it's the state of Mississippi with the star where Starkville is, or all the years that Mississippi State has been to the College World Series with the national championship year in gold. All right. So the Omaha Peter Millar collection, M over S, at the Rogue Men's Store. And hey, you need to get by there. You can call, they'll ship it to you, or go ahead and reserve your size, because they're getting them in and selling them. The Omaha collection, Hail State Baseball, Peter Millar, at the Rogue Men's Store, I-55 North, Frontage Road, in the iconic Rogue building just south of Highland Village. Also in there, Spring Street Cigars, beautiful, beautiful cigar bar and lounge. Stop by there today, grab a premium smoke. They've got it all from Davidoff's to Fuentes and everything in between. Spring Street Cigars in Jackson, and the Rogue Men's Store has the Omaha collection, Peter Millar, pullovers, hoodies, and polo shirts.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
This is Al Warner.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Lowbound. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9. All set? Let's go. The Zone.
Good morning. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN.
They got Muschamped.
Ooh. Oh.
They got Muschamped.
No.
They got Muschamped.
Will Muschamp, new defensive coordinator for the Texas Longhorns. Sark fires the best defensive coordinator in the country and hires none other than...
They got Muschamped. Hot garbage.
Ooh, I did not say that. We are 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We're live in the Bank Plus studio, the Out of Bounds Show. 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Don't forget about the Omaha collection, Peter Millar gear, pullovers, hoodies, polo shirts. It's all at the Rogue Men's Store, M over S, all kinds of cool logos. Call them, reserve yours. They're going through them. You want one for this weekend? Going to Starkville to watch the Delaware Blue Hens? The Rogue Men's Store. They have the Omaha collection brought to you by Peter Millar, and it's good looking. You can find it on their social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. Call them. They'll ship it to you, or, go ahead and reserve your size, and then you can go by and pick it up later today or tomorrow. A couple different ways that you can hit us up. By the way, I'm a fan. Golden Moon Casino text line, 601-885-3776. Find us on X at Bo Bounds. Follow us, tweet to us. Tell me how awesome John David Baker is, the new Ole Miss offensive coordinator. I don't know what to tell you. When you had a top 5 offensive coordinator and then you hire John David Baker, it's a huge step down. I mean, he's not top 50 or 60. Sorry. Again, I don't make the rules. But, I think that Trinidad and Lacey can mask some of his deficiencies. Hey, it's all about the red zone. How good are you in the red zone, baby? And those that are special. Those that are not, we just kind of go, meh, type deal. The Michelob Ultra caller line, 601-707-3750. Did you know that Martin's in Livingston has ice cold Michelob Ultra? They also have wings, po' boys, and blue plates. Martin's in Livingston. They have Bud Light on tap. They have Michelob Ultra on tap and in the bottle. And they have Mississippi Queen, Key City from Mississippi Queen, and Mi Vida. So it's a great place for lunch and dinner. Whoa.
We're going to give Daddy the Rain Man suite. Do you dig that? We're going to Vegas, Mike. Vegas! You think we get there by midnight? Money, we're going to be up 500 by midnight.
Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby. Vegas!
Oh, my gosh. Dan Mullen, second year at UNLV. Is this going to be it for Dan? Is he going to go and drop 8 or 9 wins and get out of there? Could he? Now, you had a ton of turnover in the league, in our league. LSU has a new coach. Florida has a new coach. Auburn has a new coach. Ole Miss has a new coach. Arkansas has a new coach. And Kentucky has a new coach. Now, there will be other jobs. Big 12. ACC, the Mississippi State job could come open. Dan's not going to come back. You just can't do that again. Or I would think at 99.9%. Okay, it's just recreating that and all that.
Not how it works.
It's not. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with Dan and UNLV if he throws up another 8 or 9 wins out in the desert.
When he does, he's going to.
What about Shane Beamer?
What about him?
I mean, do you think he has is he on the hot seat as well?
I do. His may not be as hot as Levy's, but if it's not, it's close. It's really, really warm.
If Beamer if he were to, skedaddle, would that be a landing spot for Mullen?
It's a good question, Jackson.
Is
Would
that
Dan
big-
go to Columbia, South Carolina?
That's a big task. Then again, they were also right on the playoff fringe a year ago.
2 years ago,
2
yeah.
years ago, yeah.
Yeah, but then they had a terrible season this past season. That is close to his Georgia lake house. Maybe.
That's a tall task.
I mean, South Carolina can win. Anybody can win this day and age. Anybody can win because of the portal and leveling of the playing field. You just have to be good. Well, easier said than done, but you've got to be good at evaluating and developing and all the things that we talk about. Most aren't. I mean, most are not Lane and Billy Glasscock.
Right.
Okay. But then you got the Georges and stuff that can at least be good, not great or dominant, but just because of the way they recruit. Yeah.
Is that,
I think he could consider that. They've got plenty of money. It's a good location. Columbia is not awesome, but I mean, if you're making $6 million, you can make Columbia awesome. I mean, good Lord. And you can be at your lake house in 20 minutes in a private plane?
Does he jump right back to does he jump into SEC?
Well, I think it depends on also what happens in the, if Belichick falls on his, Dan wanted the North Carolina job. If Belichick falls on his face, Dan's going to take Chapel Hill in North Carolina over Columbia and South Carolina.
And rule out there.
Okay? I mean, that's a place that I've said for years is built to win. Yeah. They just can't get out of their own way. They've made terrible decision after terrible decisions for the most part in football. Okay? But they've got all the money in the world. It's a beautiful area. There's a lot to do. It's a great school.
Basketball school still.
Well, it always will be, but that doesn't mean that you can't win in football.
Yeah, no,
that's the mentality that we have as sports fans. But that if you get the right person anywhere, you can win.
Yeah.
D1, D2, D3, D4, I don't care. I mean, it's like the state of Mississippi. I say this all the time. There are coaches out in 1A that are incredible.
Yeah. We
just don't pay attention to them. Football, basketball, soccer. I mean, if you can coach, you can coach. I don't care where you are. So if North Carolina gets the right guy, if Lombardi and Belichick can't get this turned around, and North Carolina gets the right guy, game on. Game on. Also, watch out for Dan at Florida State.
Yeah.
Because if Norvell can't seem, after having that magical year, and look, I hate that he lost his quarterback at the end of the year. I mean, that would have been fun to see what happened. You root for these guys. You don't want them to play 11 games and play well and then tear their knee up. Florida State and Mullen, I could see that. And Dan would love to stick it to Florida.
Man, he would.
After the way that went down,
right?
And he had 90% of what he did was successful, and then something weird happened. But Dan in Tallahassee could be a problem for some people. It's a league where you can win. It will never be the SEC, even though they've got some good. I mean, Miami played really well this year.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Team.
And they've had some other teams that have been, Haynes King and Georgia Tech had some magic the last couple of years. But with Dabo and Clemson and Florida State falling off, the league's looking for another team to jump up.
Yeah.
So if Mike Norvell gets blank canned, hey.
Sign him up.
We'll see. Maybe Dan Mullen to Florida State. Back in a second. Brought to you by Superior Foundation for all your foundation repairs.
Let's get it in.
What?
I'm like a fat Brett Favre.
Man. That's what Larry the Cable Guy said on our show.
I'm like a fat Brett Favre.
We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
What?
Yeah.
Let's get it in.
No.
I'm like a fat Brett Favre.
I asked him who had more sleeveless shirts when Larry the Cable Guy was on before he went to Pearl River Resort. And I said, who owns more sleeveless shirts, you or Brett Favre? And he thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And that's when he said,
I'm like a fat Brett Favre.
ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Good morning. Welcome in. The show is driven by Fowler GMC. Fowler GMC. I was there yesterday before I went to Starkville. And I had to drop off my car. And, oh my gosh, they got some good-looking GMC Sierra trucks and good-looking GMC Yukons. Fowler GMC, Pearl Brandon. Hit their website, FOWLER, FowlerGMC.com. You can see the vehicles that I saw yesterday at FowlerGMC.com. Go test drive one today or tomorrow. See what you think. FowlerGMC.com. Bow Bounds and Straight Funk. We got Tyler Moore coming in. Played baseball at Northwest Rankin, Meridian Community College, Mississippi State, and MLB. Now lives in Madison County. So he's a Rankin and Madison County guy. So he's going to join us. He's been in studio before, but it's been a minute. And so we're looking forward to having Tyler Moore in studio. You can watch on YouTube, our channel, Out of Bounds Sports. Man, we've got some good content on there. Out of Bounds Sports, Steve Robertson, Bar 2, all kinds of crazy pills stuff. But Tyler Moore does not take crazy pills. We do. And he will join us. 8 years Major League Baseball. 8 years Major League Baseball. Tyler Moore will join us live in studio at 9:30. You can watch on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports.
Hey, he's bringing deer sausage.
What? Oh, he's bringing us deer sausage?
Yeah.
Well, Wes was nice enough to bring us
Gas.
jambalaya and something else. Salsa. I ate it.
Yeah, he did.
With Ruffles.
Yeah.
My God, it was good.
We're going to have the salsa challenge. We need to set that up.
Soon.
Okay.
In the next month or two.
And the comeback challenge as well.
Yeah, we need people to enter. So if you want to enter in and be an out-of-bounds champion, possibly an out-of-bounds champion, we want to do wings. Okay. Red beans and rice.
Come back.
And I think we can do a comeback sauce.
I think it may have to be like a dressing type deal.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Any homemade dressing you make. Yeah. How about that?
Don't want to
because my mom does a remoulade.
Oh,
I love
ridiculous. You can do it on salad, shrimp, and I mean, hell, you can bring chicken off the grill. It can be a side. Again, it's always got to be a side. Don't pour a lot of sauce on my food, but or any, quite frankly. But anyway, yeah. So we need. If you want to get into the wings challenge, we're gonna have big time prizes. Red beans and rice cook off. I think Joe Knockin won that with Independent Roofing Systems.
He did.
The first time we did that. That was a hell of a competition. Then some kind of comeback sauce or, homemade sauce. And there was one other thing that I wanted to do. I have to look at that.
Do you want to do the rib challenge again?
Yeah, the ribs are great, but
a lot behind it.
It is a lot behind it. Now, look, we had some dudes come in. James Fancher.
Covington. What's his name?
They were up early.
Yeah, so I told the story. This is one of the days that I got here because it was a big day. It was the big ribs championship cook-off. Mm-hmm. Okay, we called it Stacking Racks.
Yeah, we had flights.
That's right. And I pulled in at 5 a.m. and James Fancher was already set up in the front parking lot here on Highway 463 outside of Beagle Bagel in Madison. He had a tailgate tent up, multiple tables, and his grill out and his ribs. And I asked him, I said, what time did you get here? And I think he said
3:30.
3:50. Yeah, 3:15, 3:30.
Early.
He had been here for an hour and a half.
Early.
And we didn't do the ribs thing until 9:30.
Yeah.
Which I think I need to maybe move it for people, and we do it on YouTube only
10:30.
at like 11:30.
Yeah,
and give
11:30,
people some time to maybe touch base at the office, but also cook their ribs or their brisket. I'd like to do a ribs challenge, a brisket challenge, and a butt challenge. And just
pork.
do it at lunch, and then we can play it later. But it can still be live on YouTube, and we can still make a big deal out of it. People want to have an ultra or whatever, and plate up, and we'll maybe invite some P1s and clients and things like that. But I'd like to do a ribs championship. We need somebody to be the out of bounds ribs champion, the out of bounds brisket champion, and the out of bounds butt champion.
I agree selfishly because I want to eat all that.
And wings. I mean, we've got to do wings because, Joseph Stodgel.
Yeah, I was about to say he brought some in the other day.
Man, every time he cooks wings for it, he does it in his sleep.
He killed them the other day.
Yeah, I hate that I'm
so glad.
I was out. I just couldn't. I had to fly to
3
Phoenix.
bags of skins.
Stop it.
Man, it was great.
Well,
he rules.
What was great is I told you 5 minutes before it happened.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
But
worked out well.
It worked out well. You know what I'm craving?
What's that?
World famous meatball from Taste Italian Kitchen. Here's what you do. It's the appetizer, or you can order it as whatever you want. It's under appetizers. It can be an entree. The world famous meatball with all the red sauce at Taste Italian Kitchen, you get a Caesar salad with the Caesar on the side so that there's no dressing on where I'm going. You take your croutons, you put it in the red sauce, or you get some of their tomato bisque soup with a Caesar on the side, put the croutons in. It's a smoky tomato soup, kind of like their tomato basil soup.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. Taste Italian Kitchen in the Renaissance. TasteItalianKitchen.com. Wendy ordered a pizza from there Friday in Starkville while I was at the game, and a Caesar salad. It was fabulous.
Got to have a Caesar.
Can I tell you the best? I went to Dominic's Thursday night in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
While we were at the Waste Management Open, I took Wilkes. He had never seen anything like that. So it's like STK.
Okay.
In Vegas. Like it's part night. There's a lot. It's a lot of energy, and yet it's a super high end steakhouse. Okay.
So it's bumping.
It's bumping. Their homemade Caesar dressing.
Hidden?
Incredible.
Really?
Yeah. Incredible.
Love a good Caesar.
Ian, we had there were golf people everywhere in this, it was buzzing.
Sure.
This is where Matt sent us. And Wilkes walked in and he got it. The vibe, the beautiful people. They told me they were going to do 700 or 800 people that night.
Darn.
Golf people everywhere. Golf Channel, golf people. It's crazy. Dominic's. It's special. People talk about Ocean 44 and all those, and I get it. But Dominic's is, and let me tell you, talking about beautiful people. Dude. It was another level. Speaking of a great steakhouse, the Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Kessler Prime and the Renaissance, KesslerPrime.com to make a reservation. Tyler Moore, former MLB player, Mississippi State, Meridian Community College, Northwest Rankin. Join us live in studio. Watch us on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. All right. Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds show. ESPN 59 The Zone. You can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. That's our channel on YouTube. Out of Bounds Sports. Baseball season's here. We had Jake Mangum in a couple of weeks ago before he left for spring training down in South Florida in the Pittsburgh Pirates. And so now we welcome in a special guest, Tyler Moore. This is his second time in studio, but it's been a while. He played great player at Northwest Rankin, Meridian Community College, Mississippi State under Coach Polk, and then Major League Baseball for 8 seasons. I think I have that right, but he can correct me as we welcome him in. I know he played the bulk of his career with the Washington Nationals. And Tyler Moore in the house. Good morning. How you doing?
Good. Great to be here, guys. I'm spoiled. I live about 5 miles from the studio, so we're close by, and good to see y'all. Studio looks great, like I said earlier, and just happy to be here.
How's your family?
Family's great. Got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old now, and they are fully into sports and soccer and baseball and basketball and loving every bit of it. So me and my wife are super busy with that.
Yeah, you're in those real bit. I mean, it's fantastic, but you're in that busy space.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm coaching a couple of their teams,
Good.
so it's I'm learning too as we go. So
isn't it hilarious?
Oh, it's
the stuff that they'll say whether it's your kid or somebody else's kid, something will be happening in practice.
Yeah,
and somebody will say something or do something. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, they're very innocent at the same time, very emotional.
Yeah,
and, it's fun. It brings back while we play the game, and it's an awesome thing.
I love the kids that are more focused on like the snow cones after practice.
Yeah,
Let's get through this thing so that we can get to the concession stand.
That's right.
Right. I mean, where are the Skittles?
Yeah,
and the snow cones. Well, all right. So I gotta. You started with Meridian Community College, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you play at Northwest Rankin under McClaskey. Do I have that right?
Yes.
All right. And Jeff has had a legendary program for years.
Mm-hmm.
When you're coming out of high school, how did you end up? I mean, tell me about the recruitment, MLB. What were some of the options as far as Meridian Community College and what else?
Yeah, I think I was just a late bloomer on that. So junior year hit pretty decent, and like you just said, Jeff McClaskey, some of the coaching staff at Northwest really prepare you and kind of toughen you up as a young player. And I mean, they really they demand excellence up there at that program, and they still do to this day. And I'm very fortunate to have come through that program to have put some type of stability in there. But late bloomer, I didn't really get recruited a whole lot my junior year. So senior year actually had a decent season, went off pretty good, and was able. I got offered by a couple of different JUCOs, and really no Division I offers though. So Meridian was a clear choice for me, and loved it at Meridian. That time there was awesome. We always talk about those times. It's like the tougher times in baseball is always the most fun because you meet the best guys, and we're in these dorms that may not be the great at that time. They have new dorms now, but when we stayed at the old ones, they were pretty tough. But just thinking back on those times and playing with those guys and grinding with them and late nights, early mornings, and school and stuff, it's just really, really fun to look back on.
I mean, you're riding the bus in JUCO.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got to love it. It's a grind, but like you said, it's great memories now that you look back.
Great memories. I mean, pulling the tarp at 3 a.m. to get ready for a game at 10 a.m. that morning, and then going to sleep that night late, and just all the things that you can imagine. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was really fun.
Who was your coach then?
Chris Rose.
Yeah.
And Caruso was there too. He was our hitting coach.
Hey,
it was fun. That's a big name in baseball, but they were all great guys. They helped develop us, and and kind of led the way with us. I played with a lot of good players there that played pro ball, and we had a good team. We didn't realize how good we were at that time, but looking back, we're like, man, we had a special thing going.
That program was loaded.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I mean, it was hard to start there.
Yeah, it was
People
hard.
think, oh, that's JUCO. No, getting on the field at Meridian and some of these other spots is extremely difficult.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of good players out there. I'm sure there's even better nowadays as developed as they are.
Right.
So.
And he was JUCO Player of the Year.
Was
JUCO
that
Player of the Year.
Freshman or sophomore year?
That was sophomore year, yeah.
Okay. Did you start from day one as a freshman?
I did start for day one, and thank goodness I struggled there for a little bit for a couple of weeks in the very beginning, and thank goodness they held on to me and let me continue through that. But JUCO's it toughens you up a lot, you're out there with guys that probably should be playing D1 and starting in D1, but sometimes
State and Ole Miss have pulled from that program and others, and those dudes have gone on to start like you.
Yeah, and going on to Mississippi State there, I mean, we were talking about Coach Polk earlier. Yeah. We struggled the year that I was there in 2008. They had just went to the World Series the year before, and I struggled early just at Mississippi State. I don't think it was from some of the competition there. There was better arms and stuff, but I think just getting over the fact that the pressure of playing in front of, 12, 13,000 people and, trying to do more than you probably should instead of just getting comfortable and playing at your level. So, thank goodness Coach Polk kind of stayed with us, and we had some injuries that year, and it was a tougher year, but we kind of stayed with us. The fans were always just so supportive.
Yeah.
We had guys every time we knew that we weren't playing for the division or SEC tournament or anything like that, but they still stood behind us, and that's something I'll always be grateful for with Mississippi State fans. They still loved us. They could be hard on us, but at the same time they knew it was coming from love.
So when you were the JUCO Player of the Year as a sophomore, we're visiting with Tyler Moore, by the way, on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. So what other options? I mean, who else recruited you?
Ole Miss recruited me a little bit. Mississippi State really just kind of put the check mark on it. And I think the reason why me and Lee Swindle went to a super regional there, and that was the game that we kind of tied up to go to the World Series that year. And I remember Mitch Moreland pitching, and he was closing the game out, and there was people everywhere. We won the game. I think it was against Florida State.
Clemson,
that's right. And won that game, and everybody rushed the crowd, and me and him looked at each other, and I said, there's no better place to be than right here. Why are we, thinking about anywhere else? So that was special, and we committed at the same time, and we had both came from Meridian, so that was pretty cool.
Give me 2 or 3 of the best players you played with at Meridian.
Lee was one of them. Sure. Jordan Brown, Michael Guerrero, some of these guys played pro ball and stuff. So it was really, even the guys that you didn't hear about a whole lot were very consistent, good players that could play really at the D1 level and just overlooked for size or, other
or like
things.
You said, late bloomers.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's a lot of them. We don't talk about as much because we get obsessed with the kid that's already great by 9th or 10th grade.
And even some of the guys that are superstars in the MLB right now are late bloomers.
Absolutely.
That got drafted late and just kind of, some guys just hit puberty later and kind of develop later and mature later and mentally and physically. So I always love those stories that come back.
When you, all right, so you're at Meridian Community College. Y'all got phenomenal teams. And you end up at Mississippi State, and you were one and done there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the Nationals?
Yeah, Nationals draft me. So they drafted me a couple times at Meridian and out of high school.
So they had already locked in on you. Okay.
We used to have a draft and follow back then, and I became friends with the scout there. And
do you remember who the area scout was?
Yeah, Eric Robinson. Okay. He was that. Harry Porter, he's close by. He's kind of a bird dog scout here, but those guys drafted me 3 different years. Very thankful for that. They stayed with me, and I was drafted later, but was able to get drafted and left after my junior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you? All right, we're visiting with Tyler Moore on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, driven by RPT, Rick's Pro Truck, spray and bed liners and lift kits. 3 locations. RPT Trucks live here. Tyler Moore joining us. You can watch the show on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Now lives in Madison. He and his wife got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. Went to Northwest Rankin, played for McClaskey. That's been a legendary program for 30 years. And they produce some big time guys that have gone on to college and MLB. So when you're drafted by the Nationals, where was the first place you were assigned?
Vermont. So went to Vermont for
a little bit different than Mississippi.
Looked at the schedule. This was after playing a college season. Looked at the schedule and it was like 78 games in 73 days or something crazy. And I told my mom, I'm like, this is fun and games, I guess, until you kind of get in it.
Right.
And then I realized real quick that that all comparison with AA and SEC baseball was not true. So I got up there and usually you'll have guys in the SEC with kind of back end arms and they're not as great. And you're like, okay, I got to get a couple hits here. There wasn't really any of that.
There's no drop.
There was no drop there. And there was no, when you put a wood bat in your hand, it was a little different. It took a lot of adjustments. You're away from home. Yeah. You're playing every single day. There's no 2 days in between where you get a mental break. It's every night you're fighting to get hits. And that was the biggest thing with the difference in pro ball and college baseball is you could kind of hide a little bit in college baseball, pros, it's every night. They're gonna find some weaknesses, and once they find the weakness, they're gonna continue
exploit
to pound it. Yes. So you have to make adjustments a lot faster.
On the fly.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to acclimate to the wood bat?
Full season.
Yeah.
Full year.
Jake talked about it.
Yeah, it took a long time, and once you got that, I would rather swing I don't swing anymore, but I'd rather swing a wood bat now than a metal. But it took a while. And those guys that are really good, like I played with Bryce Harper for years there. And the reason why he's so good is because he was 17 and I was 24 at the time, and he was more powerful than anybody on our team, like hitting the bat. But the biggest thing was, if he struck out 3 times in a game, a lot of guys are going back to the dugout on their 4th at bat just thinking, there's no way I'm putting this ball in play. And he's still walking up there thinking he's the best on the field. And that's what continues to get him just getting over those little bitty small slumps that you have. And it just continues to get him out of those faster, where he's not just in a lull, So that's what makes the special one special, is that mentality of,
he's like, I'm going to rake. Period.
Exactly.
You may have mowed me down 3 times, but it's the 8th inning and my 9th inning, my 4th at bat, and he believes he's going to rip a double.
That's right. It's almost like he has a mental condition that keeps driving him to be the best, and to not really be a realist. He's not. He's almost oblivious to what is going on.
So much optimism that it's just
exactly, and that's what makes these guys special. It really is.
When did you? At what point in your, I guess maybe minor league career, did you realize I belong? I can make it. I can do this. When did that happen?
I think after I had a big kind of come to moment after my high A season, when I probably hit a 180 for 2 months. And I don't know if you can actually do that. It's hard to do that, to hit 180 for 2 months. That's getting one hit every, whatever it bats. It felt like you never got a hit.
Right.
And I had a coach just kind of pull me to the side and just say, kind of challenge me and really just say, do you want to do this anymore? Do you want to keep playing? And because he believed in me, and I think he just kind of.
How cool was that?
Oh, it was awesome. Looking back, it was, in the moment I was mad at him, but
sure.
that's what I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed him to wake me up and kind of push me forward on that moment. And right after that, ended up hitting the best I've ever hit for the next 2 months. And, just really trampling my career after that. Went to AA, had a pretty good season, then was in the big leagues the next year. So that right there was a defining moment for me, where I felt like, and at that moment, it was almost like you had been beaten down so much that you really didn't care anymore. You're really like, hey, I know God had me here for a purpose. I know this is what I should be doing, and this is kind of where I need to be, Right. And at the same time, you
But it takes somebody. All of us need somebody along the way.
Yes, there's no
to
way
challenge you and help you.
I would have never gotten to anywhere where I went without great coaches, teammates, and everybody that just kind of holds you up, picks you up throughout the whole year. Because that season, I mean, you're 200 days away from home, and you're playing with spring training and everything. You're playing 200 games just about, and the mental grind of that, and the quality of arms that you're seeing every day, and the focus that you have. It's tough. It's tough. You need somebody.
Tyler Moore on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. So I think we talked about it a little bit during the break. Where were you when you either got the call or got brought in by that manager, AA or AAA, when they told you you're going to the big leagues?
Yeah, I was in New York. We had just finished a 7:00 game, so obviously I'm back at my apartment at probably 12 at night, and my AAA manager calls me and says, "Hey, there's been an injury," and this is very early in AAA season. Said, "Hey, Mark DeRosa got hurt. You're going to go up and fill in." And I said, "Okay, cool. Where are they at?" I was ecstatic. Called my mom. He said, "Well, they're in Los Angeles. They have a day game, and they're playing. Obviously they need you there tomorrow. They have a day game, then they're flying back to D.C. after the day game." So, of course, that night didn't sleep at all. I have a 4:30 cab to get me to the airport, 5 a.m. flight or 5:30 flight, and I don't enjoy flying, so I didn't sleep the entire flight watching a movie.
And you're thinking, "Holy smokes, I'm going to the big leagues."
And so walk into the Dodgers locker room, and
I bet that was just like,
it was overwhelming at the same time. And Jason Worth passes me. He says, "Hey man, hey kid, I got a migraine. I think you're in there at left field." And I'm like, "I've played first base, my whole life." And we practiced a little bit in left field in the minors, but he's, you can imagine the nervousness walking in there. So I didn't take BP because they had already finished up BP. No outfield pregame.
It's not like you got to go shag balls for an hour.
No. It's straight up. Hey, you're hitting 6th or 5th or whatever I was hitting, and you're playing left, and jump in there. So a lot of prayers were said out there in left field.
Bet they were.
Well,
please don't hit it to me the first 3 innings.
When you're in Los Angeles for a day game, they have yellow seats behind home plate, or they used to. And when the ball would come, I think Strasburg was pitching, so he's pumping 98. And when the ball's coming in the zone, guys were hitting the ball, and I could hear the bat go off, but I couldn't really see the ball. So I would hear the thump of the bat, and I would look up in the air to just see, and there'd be a ground ball to second base. So,
dude,
the shadows kind of came in and helped out a little bit with that, but it was a fun, nerve-wracking. When I got in the box, I felt very comfortable because the outfield.
You were like,
I was like, thank goodness, I kind of know what I'm doing up here.
Okay.
And the first Major League game, he got his first MLB hit.
Okay, so talk. Do you remember which at bat it was throughout the day?
I want to say it was my second at bat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Second at bat, got a base hit to right, and
that's freaking awesome.
Oh man, it was a dream come true. Just thinking about all those times, because there's such an emphasis on your career in baseball, if you made it to the big leagues or not. And then the next thing is, can you make it and stay? And that's even harder. So I think just, looking back on all that, the things that, you really don't even think about nowadays, where, I missed every spring break you miss, and these are for all baseball players. You miss every spring break, all the weekends that you miss. Memorial Day.
You're not going to Destin?
Yeah, exactly. All the fun things, all my buddies talked to me about turkey hunting. I was like, man, I never really turkey hunted because I was always playing baseball, So those are little things that now that I'm done playing, I can enjoy and be like, man, I didn't realize how much you actually sacrifice in this game to play. But it's all, when that moment hit me, it was all worth it. It's
absolutely.
Like, wow, this is great.
It's what you wanted to do since you were 6.
Exactly. So it's just super blessed in that part, and very thankful.
Are Harper and Strasburg, are they good dudes?
Very good dudes. So Harper was 18 and he made it to the major leagues. He got called up the day before. I don't know if he made it at 18 or 19, but he was right in that area. But he got called up the day before I went up. So we were playing in Syracuse, and he got called up. We're all happy for him. The next day I get the call up. So it's almost like, we reunited right there in L.A., and that was good. Strasburg's great. Everybody gets pretty vetted by that time. We always joke at my buddies and stuff. You spend time with guys in a locker room for 200 days, everybody's going to be pretty close,
Right.
You know, and you're all going to be, you know,
You eat together, travel
exactly.
together.
You're going to fight together. You're going to laugh together.
Sure.
It's all. So everybody's basically family. I mean, you see those guys way more than you do your family, your
Absolutely.
friends, and
How great was Papelbon?
Yeah,
Papel-
what was he like as
Papelbon-
I mean, I've known him forever. We've had
Yeah.
him on the show. He's hilarious. He's a different breed in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
What was he like?
he's awesome, great teammate. Love the team.
Compete.
Always loves competitor. I mean, you can tell why he had so much success for so long in that game. You know, just complete closer mentality. Can go 90-0 in just a second. You know, and you love that about him. You love that about being a closer. He's just competitive, and for him to be a Mississippi State guy is just special.
I bet that was cool for you.
Oh yeah, it was great. Just hearing it, watching him with Boston for so long, and then for us to kind of get to play a little bit together there with the Nationals was awesome. And then just seeing him, I saw him at the alumni game. You know,
Yeah.
last
Oh,
week.
did you go
Yeah.
a couple months ago?
I actually faced him the last at bat there before we went going, and we kind of nodded at each other. But he's a competitor, just a good guy, and good guy you want on your team.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Hell of a player.
Yeah.
Man, I was going crazy when he was on the mound in the college. I mean, in the World Series against the Rockies.
Yeah.
Tyler Moore, Northwest Rankin, Meridian Community College, Mississippi State, MLB, joins us on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We need more time, but we've only got a couple of minutes. So, obviously, going in the Dodger Stadium was incredible for you.
Yeah.
Is there another stadium, Wrigley or St. Louis, or another one in that first year where you were like, wow, this is incredible?
I think, like you said, Wrigley, then you got Fenway.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is a really pretty stadium. I mean, you have the backdrop of the city back there. That's one of my favorites. And San Francisco was always fun. It'd be a Tuesday night, and it would be 40,000 people there.
They love it, don't they?
They love it. They love it. That was back when they were really good. I'm not sure what they are now, but Washington, when we were kind of coming up, it was good because we were going to the playoffs all the time, and they would pack that out. But just looking back, just kind of surreal on a lot of those times of, we played St. Louis in the playoffs my rookie year, and it was just electric.
You're talking about a baseball town.
Yeah, I mean, it was packed out. Atlanta was just like that too. We had a bunch of rival games with them, and just
best talent you think you faced?
Pitching wise, man, I didn't like facing Craig Kimbrell a whole lot. We faced him a decent amount. And then some of these tougher lefties, like Cole Hamels, always gave me a tough go. And
best batter you saw.
Yeah, and I was supposed to be a lefty specialist, coming in. And I'm like, I don't want to face this guy.
No.
again,
Cole Hamels is nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty, but
Tyler Moore on the Out of Bounds show. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Hey, congratulations on everything. And I'm so glad you're having a blast as a dad.
Yeah.
6 and 4-year-old. And enjoy that. It'll be over before you know it. Then they'll be like mine in college, and all they do is ask for money left and right. But it was great to see you, my man.
You too. Thank you very much for having me on.
Tyler Moore on the Out of Bounds show. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. It'll be there in 30 minutes. We appreciate him hanging out with us. Have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow.